Alright, how's it going, everybody? It's C-RadTV back with another video. So, of course, it's now time to finish up the rest of the NASCAR chase grids. So, yeah, this video, we're looking at the trucks and Xfinity chase grid brackets and making my predictions for it. So, yeah, trucks and... Yes, trucks. So, yes, we're finally at the truck chase, which I'm going to get this out right before the Truck Series chase opener at Bristol. So, yeah, you also get my Bristol race predictions. So, yeah. Let's go ahead, let's jump right to the truck chase and see who our 10 drivers are this year in the Truck Series fucked up abomination of a chase grid. So yeah, let's move on. So here are the 10 souls that will battle for the Truck Series championship this year. So let's go over each of them one by one. So we got Sheldon Creed, who's had a breakout season. Multiple wins. He's just really had a career year, breakout year. You really love to see it. You know, he's just scratching the surface of his potential. And there's a good chance he's going to make a deep run in the truck chase. So, you have to keep your eye out for him. Next up, Saint Smith, who's also had a career year too. He's gone a couple wins too, with wins at Michigan and Dover. Despite Michigan's officiating being a complete clusterfuck in that race. But yeah, you get the point. He's had a really good year. He's gonna make some noise in the chase for sure. Definitely, he's also scratching the surface of his potential. Next up, we have Austin Hill. Austin Hill's been the best driver in the series all year. He's just been very consistent, up front a lot. The main problem is, I think the main shock is that he only has one win this year, and that was Kansas. Like, for some reason, despite Austin Hill having all the great speed in the world, Austin Hill just can't seem to finish a race. What the hell is this? So for Austin Hill, will that come out to bite him in the ass, or can he actually finish races in the chase? Because, you know, if you're going to win the championship this year, you got to be able to seal the deal. And Austin Hill has had issues doing that all year. So yeah, and Austin Hill, if he's going to have to really show he can seal the deal in the chase if he wants to be a title contender. But yeah, Austin Hill, if he can seal the deal, he's going to be a threat for the championship without a doubt. Next up, Grant Enfinger, who's had a bounce-back year. Ended his winless streak to start the year at Daytona. Has gone 3 wins this year. Has had a really great year, you know. Of course, we all remember what happened to him last year, when he became the first regular season champion in NASCAR's chase grid era to be eliminated in the first round of the chase across all 3 series. And yeah, with the way Enfinger's been this year, yeah, Enfinger wants to get redemption for what happened last year. So yeah, watch out for Enfinger. He's going to be driving like a man possessed. So next up, we got Brett Moffatt. Brett Moffatt has just had an off year. He's just really, after being the best driver in the series the last couple years, this year he's really taken a step back. He's just really, he has yet to win a race this year, has just had issues sealing the deal. He's just been off. He's just had an off year. So yeah, for Moffatt, not expecting much out of him in the chase. Next up, Ben Rhodes. Oh, Ben Rhodes. Little talentless kid. So Ben Rhodes, he's been there. He just can't seal a deal. He only won Darlington because Sheldon Creed's crew decided to be a bunch of fucking idiots and pit right before overtime for tires. And that ended up being a bad move. And then Ben Rhodes took advantage of Sheldon Creed's misfortunes. So yeah, for Rhodes, can Rhodes continue to take advantage of misfortunes, and can he do something in the chase or not? We'll have to see. And next up here, we got Matt Crafton. Matt Crafton, of course, comes in as the reigning series champion. We all know what happened with Crafton last year. Last year when he flat out exposed the chase grid for being a fucking joke. When Crafton won the championship without winning a single race, in a format that's designed to specifically put a bigger emphasis on winning As in race wins and stage wins, you know, the whole fucking winning you're in jargon, the whole winning you advance jargon, and yeah, you get the goddamn point. Of course, though, Matt Crafton did win a race this year, winning at Kansas in that doubleheader, and getting me a prediction right in my season predictions, so, A to that. So yeah, Matt Crafton, he's really been like last year. I wouldn't sleep on him, though, because I think a lot of us slept on him last year. And then Crafton, of course, we all know what happened. Crafton took it, exposed the format, and won the championship. So I feel like if we sleep on Crafton again, he'll expose the format again. But yeah, Crafton, don't sleep on him. He could be another dark horse contender again. Next up, we got Christian Actus, who's had just some terrible luck. Like, he's been knocking on the door for a win. He just hasn't been able to seal the deal. He almost won Michigan, but fell short against Zane Smith. There was also Texas earlier this year. He almost won. And then he got beat by Kane Leach, Kyle Busch. And yeah, Christian Actus just can't seem to seal the deal. He's come close, but just can't seal it. Maybe Actus can seal the deal in the chase and get a win? We'll have to see. Next up, we got Todd Yellen. Todd Yellen, who's really surprised everyone and made in with Front Row Motorsports, a year after being kicked to the curb by Kyle Busch Motorsports. So yeah, Todd Yellen, of course, giving the finger to Kyle Busch, doing something that he couldn't do in the KBM truck, and that's make the chase in a crapmobile truck. So hey, that's an improvement there. So maybe Kyle Busch did make a mistake getting rid of Todd Yellen. But, you know, never know. So yeah, but Gillum, no, he really just hasn't had the speed, of course. He's been like a top 15, top 20 truck. Like anywhere between 10th to 20th, he's run around there. So, expectations for him are pretty modest. And then Tyler Ankrum with GMS. You know, he's just had a very quiet year. Not a whole lot out of him. He's just been quiet. He's just been there. Even though he really had a lot more speed to get into the chase, though, than Gillum did. So, you know, maybe Ankrum could make some noise. But, yeah. That is the 2020 Truck Series Chase Grid field. So, these 10 drivers, of course, the first round consisting of Bristol, Las Vegas, and Talladega. So, out of these 10, who will move on to the round of 8? I don't know why they couldn't make it like round of 7 and round of 4, so it's 3 eliminations each round, but whatever. Anyway, let's move on and see who I have in the round of 8. So here are the 8 drivers I have moving on into the round of 8. So for Bristol, I'm going to say Zane Smith gets the win there. I feel like Zane Smith is, Bristol's similar size to Dover. And, Smith's been really solid on them short tracks. So I'm going to say Zane Smith gets Bristol. Vegas, I'm going to say Christian Vegas has had a knack of crowning first-time winners and surprise winners. So I'm going to say Vegas, Christian Actus will finally break through there and finally get the win he's been eluded from. So I say Actus finally breaks through and wins at Vegas. Talladega's an interesting one. Normally that race has been won by a non-chaser the last couple years. But I feel like this year, though, I feel like the Talladega chase race is going to be won by a chase driver this year. I'm going to say Austin Hill is going to come through and finish the deal at Talladega. Since, of course, Austin Hill is the best driver in the field, so I'm going to say Austin Hill gets Talladega and steals it there. And the 5 drivers I have making it on points are Sheldon Creed, Grant Enfinger, Brett Moffatt, Matt Crafton, and Tyler Ankrum. So the 2 drivers I have out are Ben Rhodes and Todd Yellen. Todd Yellen, he just doesn't have speed, and I feel like by the time we get to Dega, he'll be in a hole that he can't recover from. I feel like that 8th spot, it's going to be a battle between Ankrum and Rhodes, but I feel like Rhodes is going to have something happen to him at Talladega, like the big one or something, and that's going to knock Rhodes out of it. See, I got Rhodes out and I have Ankrum in. So yeah, there's the round of 8. So my round of 8 drivers, I have Shane Smith, Christian Eckes, Austin Hill, Grant Enfinger, Sheldon Creed, Brent Moffatt, Matt Crafton, and Tyler Ankrum. So out of these 8, who will move on to the final 4? So here is the final 4 I have for trucks this year. So for trucks, I'm going to also got the races. The races are Kansas, Texas, and Martinsville. I forgot to mention that in the last segment there. So yeah, I'll go through the winners real quick. So Kansas, I'm going to go Sheldon Creed, because Kansas is in like the same shape as Kentucky. So I say Sheldon Creed will finally get a legit win on a 1.5-mile track since it's when Kentucky was a rain-shorn win. So I say Creed will get a legit win this time and not a rain-shorn win. Texas, I was almost tempted to say Johnny Sauter, because Sauter owns Texas like the back of his hand. But I'm going to go with one of his teammates. I'm going to go Enfinger. I feel like Enfinger gets in with a win there, so I'm going to take Grant Enfinger to get in. And then the final, and then Martinsville, I'm going to say Austin Hill. I just feel like Martinsville is the type of track Austin Hill can win at. So I'm going to say Austin Hill breaks through and gets Martinsville. And the 4th and final driver I have making it in is Matt Crafton. I have him edging out Shane Smith. I just feel like Crafton knows how to get there again. So I'm going to say Crafton gets back in again. So Crafton will compete for the championship. So my final 4, Sheldon Creed, Grant Enfinger, Austin Hill, and Matt Crafton. Winner take all at Phoenix. So out of these 4, who do I think will be the champion? So, time to decide who will be the 2020 NASCAR Gander Truck Series champion. So I've debated this for a little bit. Matt Crafton, he didn't run well at Phoenix last year. He ran mediocre, but made it in because Austin Hill had a bad run there too. So I don't think Crafton will be competing for it there. Sheldon Creed, I feel like Creed will have a shot, and then something's going to happen to him, and it's going to cost him the championship. I feel like, realistically, this championship is between Austin Hill and Grant Enfinger. And honestly, I think the driver that has a lot to prove here, I think, is Grant Enfinger. I think Enfinger will go from being the first regular season champion to being knocked out in the first round to winning the championship the following year. I got Enfinger winning Phoenix to win the championship. I just feel like Enfinger has just a little better overall at Phoenix than Austin Hill is. So I'm going to give the edge to Enfinger. I feel like Enfinger, he has a lot to prove after last year. And I think Enfinger redeems himself with the championship. So for trucks, I have Grant Enfinger as my 2020 NASCAR Gander Truck Series champion. So now moving on to the Xfinity Chase Grid bracket. Now technically Xfinity doesn't start until after Bristol. It doesn't start till Vegas next week. But let's be real. Brandon Brown is not falling out of the top 12. Like, that 49-point gap between Brandon Brown and Jeremy Clements, that's just going to be too much for Jeremy Clements to overcome. I think Brandon Brown will be staying in the chase. I don't see Brandon Brown falling out. So that being said, for a Bristol prediction, usually at Bristol is where a lot of stupid shit happens. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to say Brandon Jones wins Bristol. I think Brandon Jones is my pick to win Bristol. I think Brandon Jones gets Bristol because fuck it. But anyway, let's go through the Chase Grid and see the field this year. So first driver here, we have the driver that actually won the regular season championship, Austin Sindrick. Sindrick, man. Sindrick's had a career year. He's been one of the best drivers in the field. Like, not only has he been able to win on road courses, he's also been able to win on ovals too. Like, Sindrick is balanced in this. He's mainly a road course winner, but he can also get it done on the ovals. Hell, Sindrick even had 5 wins in a 6-race span at one point in the season. Man, talk about really whooping the field like that. Okay, technically that domination was 4 out of 6 because Sindrick only got Texas because of Kyle Busch getting disqualified. But yeah, still, that's still good domination there. So yeah, Sindrick, and I imagine Sindrick's still going to be in the 22 car for next year in Xfinity. But yeah, a championship this year will be really nice for him. Next up is Chase Briscoe. Oh, Briscoe boy. Briscoe's just been a fucking winning machine. An American winning machine. Like, he just keeps winning. When you keep thinking he's down and he's going to struggle, he keeps winning. You know, him and his wife had a failed abort, had a failed born child. You know, something happened during the pregnancy there. Briscoe still wins. They keep winning. And really for Briscoe for this year, to save his career, potentially, because we don't know what's going to happen to Briscoe next year. If he goes to the 32 at Go Fast, if he'll go to Stewart-Haas and take over for Boyer, or if he'll go to the 48 at Hendrick. We don't know what's truly going to happen with Briscoe. But really, winning an Xfinity championship will give you good insurance there. I say for Briscoe, what the year he's had, simply title or bust is the name for him. If Briscoe doesn't win the championship this year, then he should consider this year a failure. So yeah, Briscoe, title or bust. Next up, Justin Allgeier, who's really been getting hot recently. You know, he's gone 3 wins recently at Dover, and then he swept Richmond last weekend. You know, Allgeier really getting it done on the short tracks. You know, after Allgeier just has been screwed over all year by just terrible luck and other forms of bullshit. But it looks like Allgeier is getting hot at the right time. Which you need to be hot at the right time entering the chase. And yeah, Allgeier, he can get it done. But can Allgeier get to that next step? Could Allgeier win a championship? Because a lot of people have compared him to Elliott Sadler, saying he's the new Sadler. Well, winning a championship would officially erase that comparison. But knowing Allgeier, this is probably going to be somewhere in the chase where Allgeier has some bad luck. But you never know. Next up, Noah Gregson. Noah Gregson's gone 2 wins this year. You know, having a career year. You know, winning Daytona and then getting a win at Bristol earlier this year. And we also saw Noah Gregson also hold his own ground when confronted. When he beat the crap out of, when he knocked Harrison Burton on his ass. But yeah, you know, he's just really been meh. He's just been quiet. But maybe Noah Gregson's waiting until the chase to turn it up here. But we already know Noah Gregson's future is safe next year since he'll still be in a 9 car for Junior Motorsports in 2021. But yeah, maybe Gregson can shock some people and make some noise in the chase. We'll have to see. Next up, we got Brandon Jones. Yeah, remember last year when Kamikaze Games said that Brandon Jones was the worst driver in NASCAR? And then look at 2020 this year, when Brandon Jones was able to win not 1, not 2, but 3 races. Brandon Jones has had a breakout year. You know, getting wins at Phoenix, even passing Kyle Busch for the win at Phoenix. He's also won at Kansas again, and then he also won at Darlington a couple weeks ago. So yeah, well, to say that Kamikaze's video about Brandon Jones being the worst driver in NASCAR didn't age well, that would be a massive understatement. It really aged poorly. Really aged poorly. But yeah, Brandon Jones, and knowing Brandon Jones, he's gonna have a strong run in the chase, and he's just gonna make Kamikaze Games pull his fucking hair out. At least the Kamikaze rages will be glorious. Especially if he wins the championship. Oh boy, if Brandon Jones wins the championship, oh, we're about to see a Kamikaze rage unlike any other. Oh boy. Alright, next up, Justin Haley. Justin Haley has been able to finally win a race this year. In fact, he's won twice. Both wins may have been at super speedway races like at Talladega and the night race at Daytona. But hey, Haley is respectable in his own right. So yeah, Haley, he's still had some good speed though. He has top 5, top 10 speed. He could make some noise in the chase. He could maybe contend for the Final Four. We'll have to see. Next driver we have on the list, we got Harrison Burton. So Harrison Burton, he has a couple wins this year. He was able to get some wins. And, you know, he had top 5, top 10 speed at the start of the year. But really, as of late, he's really starting to fall down a bit. Like, he's starting to get cold here. It fly under the radar. So maybe Harrison Burton can turn it up in the chase and show why he's good in JGR equipment. Like, let's be real. Harrison Burton's had a better run in the 20 car this year than he had in KBM last year. And yeah, you know, just some drivers fit well in some equipment and some drivers don't fit well in equipment. You know, it's obvious that Harrison Burton fits well in JGR than he did at KBM. You know, your equipment, it's kind of like a glove. Either you fit or you don't fit. And right now, Harrison Burton is fitting in the glove. So yeah, maybe Harrison Burton can keep showing it. We'll have to see, though. Next up, Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain has had a bit of a disappointing season. Considering that AJ Allmendinger and Haley have been able to get wins in same equipment that Chastain has. Like, Chastain has speed for the first half of races. And in the second half, somehow the wheels come right off the bus. Like, it's a bit disappointing to see Chastain where he's at this year. Like, I honestly thought Chastain was going to have another good season considering the breakout year he had in trucks last year. And I thought Chastain was really going to build off that. But really, Chastain's just taking a step back from it. Like, damn. But maybe Chastain could get a win somewhere in the chase and maybe try and do something. Maybe make some noise. We'll have to see. Next up, Michael Annette. Michael Annette has been just probably the worst of the 3 full-time junior motorsports cars. I would even say the 8 car is better when it runs on that part-time basis or on occasion. Like, the 8 car's even been better with the different drivers in there, from Jeb Byrne to fucking Daniel Hemrick, etc. So yeah, Michael Annette's just really been disappointing. Kind of like his career in Xfinity, disappointing. You know, he's one, at least he has that one win at Daytona he can continue to cling on to. Ryan Sieg is in the chase. Congrats to Sieg. You know, great to see small underfunded teams make the chase. You love to see that, you know, have some small teams shine, you know, just to be there, you know. You know, he's not really a championship contender. He's not going to make much noise in there. But maybe if everything plays right in the round of 12 and he has things go his way, maybe he could find a way into the round of 8. We'll have to see. Next up, Riley Herbst. How in the fuck did Riley Herbst make the chase? Herbst has been fucking terrible all year. He has been terrible. Completely and utterly terrible. Oh, he made the chase in a JGR car. Am I supposed to be impressed? Considering that used to be the old leech car that Kyle Busch used to leech in and win a lot in? All I say to Riley Herbst is, go over there. Go over there and go in the corner with the other wannabe drivers. I don't know how in the fuck he deserved a ride in the 18 car. I don't know who the fuck thought he deserved a ride in that 18 car when he did nothing to deserve it. You know, for Herbst, a round 1 elimination is all but a given. And last but not least, Brandon Brown in his small underfunded car. Like I said, you know, you love to see small underfunded teams in the chase. You know, really gives you that feel-good story. Sadly, though, with him, he's a shitmobile team. So he's fucked from the get-go. Yeah, no expectations for him. Like, he's a round one elimination waiting to happen. Let's be real. The 12th spot in the chase is just a participation trophy. To say, hey, Ma, I made it. So yeah, Brandon, even though you're probably not going to do anything in the chase, at least you made it. That's all that matters. But yeah, those are the 12 Xfinity drivers for this year's chase. So yeah, round one consisting of Las Vegas, Talladega, and the Charlotte Roval. So we got two of the biggest wildcard races back to back in this round. So out of those 12, who will make the round of 8? So here is my round of 8 bracket drivers right here. So let's go over them. So Las Vegas, I'm going to say Chase Briscoe gets that win. I think Chase Briscoe starts the chase showing his dominance right off the bat. So I got Briscoe winning Vegas. Talladega is going to be interesting because we never run 2 Talladega races in Xfinity in a long time or ever. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, Talladega is going to be crazy, but it's probably going to be more the single file freight training because of the stupid fucking locking bumpers rule. Why is that rule still a thing? Like, that fucking rule needs to go. Like, what is wrong with locking bumpers? I'd rather have tandem drafting than single file freight train follow the goddamn leader for 4 fucking hours. Bullshit. But anyway, Talladega, I'm gonna say Ross Chastain finally gets a win this year, and he'll get Talladega. You know, he should have won Daytona, but, you know, shit happens. So yeah, Talladega, I got Chastain winning there. And the Charlotte Roval, yeah, I got Sindrick. That's a no-brainer. Because Sindrick's a goddamn road course rainer, so duh. That's like an easy no-brainer one. And the 5 drivers I haven't making it on points are Justin Allgeier, Noah Gregson, Brandon Jones, Justin Haley, and Harrison Burton. So the 4 drivers I have out are Michael Annette, Ryan Sieg, Riley Herbst, and Brandon Brown. Brandon Brown, like I said, easy. He's just a round 1 elimination waiting to happen. Herbst is fucking terrible. Sieg, I think Sieg's just not... I think Sieg's going to put himself in a hole at Vegas, and that's going to be too much for him to overcome at Talladega and the Roval. And, you know, Michael Annette, like, I feel like the only way Michael Annette moves on to the round of 8 is if he wins Dega. And I highly doubt it. I think Chastain. So, yeah, I think round of 8 is pretty easy to go through with. So, yeah, round of 8, we got Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Austin Sindrick, Justin Allgeier, Noah Gregson, Brandon Jones, Justin Haley, and Harrison Burton. Out of those 8, who will make the Xfinity Final 4? So, here is the Xfinity Final 4 now on the screen. So, yeah. I also forgot to mention it consists of Kansas, Texas, and Martinsville. So like the Trucks and Cup Series, it's the same round of 8. So for Kansas, I got that race going to Brandon Jones. Because Brandon Jones literally has been God at Kansas. He's won the last 2 races at Kansas. So fuck it, I'll say Brandon Jones goes and sweeps Kansas. Texas, I'm going to say Austin Sindrick will win there. Austin Sindrick finally gets a legit win at Texas. And it won't be a win that was handed to him because of a driver being disqualified. See, I say Sindrick gets a legit win at Texas. And then Martinsville, that's going to be an interesting race. Because we've never had Xfinity at Martinsville. It's an inaugural race. So that's going to be an interesting race to call. I'm going to go Justin Allgeier for it because I feel like Allgeier's the best driver on short tracks. So I'm going to say Allgeier wins at Martinsville, and I got Chase Briscoe, of course, making it in on points. Mainly because Briscoe has an ass load of fucking chase points, so he has all those bonus points from all the wins he's had this year. And I feel like he'll easily trump Gregson and Burton easily, and Chastain. So the 4 drivers I have out are Ross Chastain, Noah Gregson, Justin Haley, and Harrison Burton. Like, Burton's really falling off a cliff. I don't see him having the speed. I just don't think Haley has enough to really get in the Final 4. Gregson, I feel like he just won't have enough to overcome Briscoe. And yeah, Chastain's just been a disappointment this year. So yeah, my final four. Brandon Jones, Austin Sindrick, Justin Allgeier, Chase Briscoe. Winner take all at Phoenix. I feel like those four would put on a great show at Phoenix. But out of those four, who will be crowned the 2020 NASCAR Xfinity Series champion? So, for the 2020 Xfinity Series champion, I feel like either of those four have a legit chance to win the championship. Like, Brandon Jones did win there earlier this year. However, that was before the whole pandemic started. And I feel like Brandon Jones is going to find a way to shoot himself in the foot at Phoenix, and he's not going to be able to seal it there. You know, Justin Allgeier, I feel like he would have a shot to winning. You know, he did win at Phoenix, you know, to get in the Final Four last year when Homestead was the championship race, but now Phoenix is the title race, so that's going to make it interesting. And, you know, Richmond is very similar to Phoenix, especially the package they run there, and the tire package too, the tire compound. So, yeah, Allgeier would have the edge probably over the Final Four. But I feel like Allgeier won't win it because Allgeier has been screwed over all year by bad luck and just can't catch a break, really. And I feel like he's going to get screwed by bad luck again at Phoenix. So I think this championship is going to come down to the two dominant drivers all year. Austin Sindrick and Chase Briscoe. So yeah, either one of these two have been the best driver all year. Either two would be a worthy champion. But since 2020 has sucked so far this year, and since most of us feast off kamikaze raging this year, I feel like we're going to have another Magando 2018 style rage. And I think Austin Sindrick will win the 2020 Xfinity Series championship and win Phoenix in the process. It will be funny as hell to see kamikaze rage win if Sindrick wins the Xfinity title. Like, say what you want about Sindrick, if he deserved the opportunity or not, because of his dad being Tim Sindrick, one of the co-owners for Penske Racing, especially in IndyCar. But Austin Sindrick will prove he's making the most of the opportunity, and a championship would really silence all his haters. So yeah, I'm going to say Sindrick wins the 2020 NASCAR Xfinity Series championship. But yeah, those are the trucks and Xfinity chase grids. So, we are now at the point of NASCAR postseason the rest of the year. So, what are your chase grid predictions? Let's debate in the comments. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Peace out, and now watch half of these be wrong after round one, because that's my luck with these.